complete game you've played today?
It may have been. Definitely stacks up there, but I mean, I think we were really prepared. The coaches did a great job. Coach Rock did a great job of helping us get prepared to see what Penn State does and how we're going to attack it. And I felt really confident going into that matchup on Saturday.
Tanner, did you notice, I'm just kind of curious because obviously Purdue, you had a really accurate game too. And did you notice any similarities between the two games, or did you have a certain feeling before Purdue that you had again against Penn State or anything like that?
Not really a certain feeling or anything like that. I think you're just focused on executing and leading the team the best you can to the best of your abilities. And again, the coaches and Coach Rock did a great job of putting us in phenomenal situations as an offense. And then in great situations, it's up to us to just go out there and execute. We were in a lot of those situations on Saturday and against Purdue as well.
What's the collaborative process like with Coach Shiraka? Do you present some ideas or things that you see as well as you guys put together a game plan?
Definitely. As we go through it, I ask him a ton of questions, and he points out different stuff. He goes through and watches countless hours of film and game planning, and that's with all our offensive staff. And they find the smallest of details of how that can help us. And, certain questions that I'll have for him and how we can make the think box and the play box move even faster for us. But, I mean, Zach does that as well, too. Zach did a great job of a couple weeks ago. I think he found something in the red zone. So just different ways of keeping our minds active and finding stuff of way we can attack defenses.
Was that play box particularly important against Penn State with their defensive line to get the ball out quick?
Yeah, and their secondary as well too, because they had a lot of different packages, a lot of different things that we had to be ready for. So being able to find different ways to identify it based on leverage and location of their secondary as well as their fronts was huge on Saturday.
How would you describe Chiraka's style, personality? Have you worked with him over the last few years?
He can be really laid back and cool and super funny, but he's very. The number one thing I would describe Coach Chiraka as is he's a grinder, first and foremost, no matter what. He's probably one of the first guys in the building, and I don't know. Every time I'm ever in there, he's always in there watching film. I don't think I've ever not seen him in the offensive staff room watching film. He works incredibly hard and prepares better than anybody in the country to put the players and put our offense in the best situation possible so that we have no regrets. We can go out there and just execute to the best of our abilities. And he demands our elite standard out of our offense, and that goes down to our players as well, the standard that we hold ourselves to.
Take us to that first touchdown where they come off the slot blitz there and Shannon has to come across. Is that a look that you had seen from them?
Yeah, so it was something Coach Shiraka saw on film. It was a specific blitz they had that early on could give us a lot of trouble. Really, they disguised it really well. But we noticed one thing, or Coach Shiraka noticed one thing, that he would know that was coming. And so we just had to check to it. And the original play was a different run, or I can't even remember. But we got the check and hit it big, hit the touchdown.
So that's one of the things when you look to the sideline, he spots it and you change the play there, and that's what you're
yeah,
looking for?
that was the process there. He saw it in the box, and we went with the check there, and the receivers got it, and we just went with it, and it hit.
How often in a game does that typically happen?
From time to time. I think it depends on the opponent as well, but whatever it is, he just wants to make sure he can put our offense in a good situation and never put us in a negative situation.
Do you ever see it? Do you ever have the opportunity to change to it in that situation if you see it and he doesn't?
No, we're on the same page with that. He sees things obviously a lot better and more clear than I do. He's been coaching offense for a very long time, and he's extremely good at it. And he can see things really quickly. But it's cool to see, for me personally, kind of knowing what he's going to check to before we even get there. That's kind of been the cool part for me.
The deep pass to Johnson down the left sideline. Could you take us through your thought process there? Were you going to him the whole time no matter what, or did you see something? Because he wasn't really that open.
Right, yeah. We just had an individual cut route there to give Tyler an opportunity to get the ball, hit single eye coverage, one-on-one, and you get one-on-one coverage on 6. Let's go make it happen. And so I just, threw it out there to give him a chance, and he made a phenomenal one-handed catch. And a great job, too, of staying in bounds and getting a touchdown. That's a lot harder than it looks.
Is that the trust factor you have with him, all your receivers, but with him and Bateman, even if they're covered, you feel like if it's going to be a contested catch, they're going to make it?
Yeah, and really, like you said, it's all our guys because I say it all the time. It goes back from the work you put in together since January to build that trust and build that connection. And you see them make those plays all the time. So if there's a chance that they can make a catch, let's make it happen and throw it up there and see what they can do because most of the time they're going to come down with it.
Tanner, as someone who has been all in with PJ since day one, what's it been like to kind of see that payoff for the older guys that could have left when he was hired and stuck around and now you're at where you're at?
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. Just seeing the change of our team from year 1 or year 0 in the dig to now. And we still got a long way to go as a team. But it's really cool to see the different dynamic of our team and how our team embodies the Road Boat culture and the hyper culture. It's been really cool for me to see, and especially the seniors that have been through a lot of different coaching staffs and whatnot. And it's a really cool feeling.
Every week you talk about each game as its own championship season. How important has buying into that philosophy from the players been in this team's success?
Yeah, it's been huge. It's something that we've totally bought into from the beginning of the season, coming out of camp. And something we've always had. Every week is its own championship. It's its own national championship. That's how you prepare for it. And you got to move on when it's over. And it's just a mindset and a kind of a morale our team's really adopted and taken with us the entire season.
Tanner, it's pretty unique to see offensive linemen rotate in and out, basically play to play, 6 plays. You always hear about continuity and chemistry and all that, but it doesn't seem to bother your guys to come in and out. What's that like from a quarterback's perspective?
We got 6 guys that can play all over the place. They can play 6 on the field, different packages. They can play at center, guard, tackle. It's really cool for me because I trust those 6 guys with my life, and I love those guys to death, and they play extremely well together no matter where they're at. And it just shows the versatility that they have, and what Coach Rock and Coach Callahan have been able to do with that group. It's awesome to see what they can do, and I love those guys. And it also shows how they prepare because it's different just knowing one position than when you have to know right tackle, right guard, and left tackle. There's different pass sets. It just shows how they have to prepare for it, and I've done an elite job at that.